next guest here is from U.S. Army Central, and we're pleased to have with us Major William Adams, and he is head of Civil Affairs, or with Civil Affairs, here at U.S. Army Central. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Good
to be here.
Good to have you with us. Where's home? Where you hail from?
I'm originally from Florida, and the Army has moved me around quite a bit, but it's been interesting, and wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, that's good. How long's your career been now?
All told, about 28 years.
Wow. So obviously, this is a career move for you, and have family.
Yeah, I have a wife and 4 kids.
All right, well, very good. Well, it's certainly.
We really like it here in Sumter. So
it is a great community, isn't it?
It's a nice place.
Yeah. Well, very good. Well, we're glad that you're here, and again, thank you for your 28 years of service that you provided to our country here. The Civil Affairs, as near as I can recollect, you're the first person I've talked to that has had that moniker attached to their name. What does Civil Affairs do here at ARCENT?
Well, to give a little bit of a background, so you understand, the difference. Like, I originally started out in the infantry, where things were pretty simple. You close with and fight with the enemy, and that's what most people are used to seeing in the Army.
Sure.
And with Civil Affairs, I saw in things that I was doing deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan in a combat arms role, that I was doing a lot of things with the local community, and I was doing a lot of things with civil society. And so I had been approached to join Civil Affairs before, and decided that I would like to give it a go, because doing that, you are looking at the civil society. You're looking at the things that are at the basis of conflict in a local community, things that might make people go out and pick up a weapon rather than work to better their community. And you look to find what those things are, and you try to, it's almost like preventive medicine on the battlefield. And it's a satisfying feeling when you can see a community develop, and people, when they have a good thing going, don't want to see it messed up, and so they're less prone to conflict, in my opinion.
Well, I think, in a lot of cases where we operate, or where you guys, operate in different parts of the world, we're guests in their country, more or less.
Absolutely.
And we need to be good friends and neighbors with them, rather than letting them know, hey, we're all militaristic and everything. We're here to help you, and we want to be good neighbors and friends with you.
Right, and we do tend to go places where there is not a huge presence, simply because we're assessing those kind of things, and working with. We do a lot of work with what we call the interagency, other U.S. government agencies that are in countries in our area of focus, that where we try to synchronize what we're doing, so that we can maybe help their efforts, so that we can lessen maybe the actual uniformed need.
Would this be like agencies that provide things like relief and aid and things like that?
USAID and things like that. Right. We also do work with international agencies like the UN and World Food Program, things like that.
Yeah, that provide a lot of assistance and stuff. In fact, I was reading an article not too long ago about our folks in the military that are working in one of the countries in Africa, about putting water wells and things in various countries to help the locals there, establish a water system. And I thought that was really fascinating that the military was involved, helping out with that.
No, absolutely. And many times the resources are available locally. A lot of times we just provide advisory assistance, because you want something sustainable, so that when it's time for us to leave, it doesn't leave somebody in the lurch.
Yeah.
They have built the capacity locally to do what needs to be done without us.
Yeah, I think that's good that we can get them up and running on something, and then that frees up your resources to go and help the next folks or the next country, put those resources elsewhere once we get somebody kind of standing on their own 2 feet a little bit.
Oh no, absolutely. And it builds a lot of stability in the local community of the places that we visit.
Yeah. What's the hardest thing about what you guys do, and some of the biggest challenges you may face, when you're dealing with situations like this?
I think some of the biggest challenges is absolutely that working sometimes in a situation where you may not have all the resources to tackle a problem that seems to be momentous, and so you're working with a broad coalition of people that are, a lot of people in the military aren't used to going outside of the Department of Defense and working with people who you can't
Right.
give a directive to.
Right.
It's a very wide coalition. It's people who have been doing this a long time, and you learn a lot. So sometimes you're very eager to do things, but you need to slow down and listen to other people. Right. And learn from their expertise. It's been a very rewarding experience doing that, because you make friends all over the world.
Sure.
And you learn that you don't know everything.
Yeah. Is that one of the most enjoyable things about the people?
I think
that you guys get to
so.
work with?
I have built some great relationships overseas, and you know, I've been immensely satisfied with doing this job.
Yeah. We have so many partners in your area of operation. You know,
Right.
what, 12, 13 different countries I know that you guys are partners with and work with. Is it different juggling all the different cultures and everything, or is it kind of compartmentalized that everybody's kind of got their own maybe area or country of expertise that they deal with?
It's not something you can go into cold. It's something you really have to go into with the mindset, just like as if you were doing any other operation. It requires intense preparation.
Sure.
And understanding the environment you're going into, and understanding that in that environment, that is their place, that is their nation. You are a guest there, and you are there not to direct, you are there to assist. And they may take your advice and they may not.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you do the job that you have to do. And more often than not, people are very receptive, and they're very interested in making their part of this world a better place.
Yeah.
And
I would think that would be challenging, though, with all the different countries, and then everybody has their own different cultures and customs and everything like that. That you really got to know what
you really do.
Yeah.
And very oftentimes I've discovered, when you make a small slip up, people are very understanding. They understand that you don't come from there, but at the same time, you can't just be the bull in the china shop going over there with no preparation, no cultural awareness, and you have to be a good guest.
I think that made me think of something just now, that when you go over to one of our partner countries, how much preparation do you guys have to do as far as learning about the culture, the customs, things like that? Is there a lot of prep time, or for somebody that's going somewhere, maybe they haven't been before? Do you do a lot of prep work on the front end with them before they go somewhere?
Absolutely, yes. You have to prepare not only yourself if you're going somewhere, but if you're sending a force there, you have to really lay down what is expected of them, and also ensure that down to the lowest person in that formation, that they are prepared for the culture they're going into, almost like a cultural rules of engagement for what they're going to be doing, because you're doing them a disservice, and as well as your partners, if you're not preparing them for the differences and the expectations that they're going to run into, because it's very difficult to adjust to that on the fly.
And I would imagine they have to do some adjustment as well to be able to work with us, and there's probably some prep work and all done on their end coming back the other way.
Yeah, I mean, as Americans, we're very used to trying to get things done now.
Yeah.
And in a lot of places that we go, people want to build relationships. I mean, for example, you're not going to build the Hoover Dam for me after I just met you 5 minutes ago.
Sure.
So, I mean, we're going to sit and we're going to talk, and you're going to learn about me, what kind of person I am. Am I somebody you want to get into business with? And so, a lot of times that can put people off who are very driven type A type people. They have to sit back and drink tea and talk about their kids, and it can be frustrating for some people, but you kind of have to. It's something that goes for a while.
Yeah. I've been to that part of the world, and you're right. People like to sit around and talk, and like I said, drink tea or coffee or whatever, and discuss a lot before anything gets done. So I'm sure that's a big part of what you have to do. Unfortunately, we have to leave it at that. We only got 1 minute left, but it was a pleasure meeting you. What are your future career plans?
Probably retirement.
Yeah. Well, 28 years you've served our country well, and we thank you for your 28 years of service to our country.
Thank you.
All right, we've had Major William Adams. He is with Civil Affairs at U.S. Army Central here at Shoal Air Force Base. Appreciate you being with us this morning, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you again.